I have a big idea and a short script. I'm not exactly sure how well thought out this video was. Keep moving forward. Hi, I'm Nathan, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're talking about one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. Sorry, got a little excited there. That's right, today we're talking Meet the Robinsons. For those of you who don't know, Meet the Robinsons is the 47th Disney animated movie, and it was released in 2007. This movie was released around the time of Lilo and Stitch, The Emperor's New Groove, and Chicken Little. Oh, and don't worry, we'll talk about The Emperor's New Groove in another video. Squeaker squeak, squeaker squeaking. This movie had a budget of $150 million and only made $169.3 million at the box office. This makes it the 6th highest performing movie post-Renaissance, barely edging out Emperor's New Groove. Now that you have a little background information, here's why it's one of the most underrated films ever. To break down why this movie is so good, we'll talk about it in 4 categories. Comedy, story, music, and characters. Starting with comedy, it is one of the highlights of this film, as it's not just stupid fart jokes and stuff like you expect from a kids movie, but it's actually intelligent humor, like the bowler hat guy just being the bowler hat guy. And the Robinsons really just being themselves and acting as a family. And the part of the movie where Wilbur is interrogating Lewis on what he knows about his family, and he makes a joke about his dad being Tom Selleck.
What does Cornelius look like?
Tom Selleck.
Okay, Cornelius.
Get it? Because his dad was voiced by Tom Selleck. Ha ha ha. Disney definitely did a good job of balancing out the jokes and the hard stuff to make an all-around entertaining and thoughtful movie. The comedy definitely gets an A+ for me. Moving on to characters, I believe this movie has a lot of well-thought-out characters that develop a lot over the course of the movie. Of these many well-developed characters, I'm going to focus on the 2 main characters, the bowler hat guy and Lewis. Starting with the bowler hat guy, in the beginning, his only aspiration is to completely ruin Lewis's life. Later in the movie, we find out that the bowler hat guy is actually Goob, and that he develops his evil from the fact that he blames Lewis for never being adopted.
Hey Goob, what's up? Cool binder.
Hey Goob, wanna come over to my house today?
They all hated me.
But ultimately, it is the actions of Lewis, the person he was trying to ruin, that ultimately brought him back. Man. Tragic backstory, robot sidekick, and bad at evil. Is Goob Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated!
But that's a topic for another video. On to Lewis, he starts out with only one motive, and that's to find his birth mom. By the end of the movie, Lewis decides that he doesn't need to see his birth mom to have a family, because he already does have a family. Overall, Disney did a great job of developing these characters with such authenticity and relatability. And for the music, I believe it really adds to this film, as the composer Danny Elfman did a fantastic job on the score. And if you don't know who Danny Elfman is, I think you'll recognize his music in all 4 Men in Black movies, all 3 original Spider-Man movies, and The Nightmare Before Christmas, just to name a few. All in all, I loved all of the music from this film and thought they did a fantastic job with it. Now moving on to story. Nowadays it seems like there's a bazillion different movies about time travel, but very few do it effectively. I feel like Meet the Robinsons is one of those very few. The story of an orphan inventor. He's an Avenger! Bro, imagine that. Lewis on the Avengers. Just spraying peanut butter and jelly at the enemy. I'd pay to see that movie. I definitely would. The story of an orphan inventor whose only wish is to see his birth mom for the first time. So he does the only thing he knows how to do. He invents, and keeps inventing, and keeps failing. And along the way of his failed inventions, Lewis runs into Wilbur, a boy from the future. And then Wilbur takes Lewis back to the future! That's another really good time travel movie. While in the future, Lewis learns that failure is your greatest teacher, and that no matter what, you have to always keep moving forward. In the end, Lewis decides that he needs to keep moving forward and leave his past in the past, because he's got a very bright future ahead of him. To tie everything back together, that's why I believe Meet the Robinsons is one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. What are your most underrated Disney films? Meet the Robinsons, The Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis. My editor seems to love that one.
It's great!
Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like down below. And if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you're notified when our newest video comes out. Thanks again for watching. I'm Nathan, and I'll see you next time.